Hi, I'm Cheryl, and I have this sweet little Easter card for you today. It's got a happy little lamb just kicking up his heels, running through the flowers, a bow. It's got a little Celebrate Easter tag, and in the background here we have embossed Easter eggs, and then I even have a tag on the inside here. So this is what you're going to need today. You need a piece of Saffron cardstock. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4.25. That's our card base, just the standard size. And then 2 pieces of Whisper White, 2.75 by 4.25, each of them. We'll keep those handy. We'll be starting out with those. And then just a little scrap of Whisper White, and it's about 2 by 1.25. We just need a tiny little piece. And then we need some elegant eggplant cardstock too. And I cut these out already. I cut them from a piece it's about 3 by 9 inches. We're using our Little Cuties Stamp set, and we'll be using the lamb. And then up at the top here is a Celebrate Easter. We'll be using both of those. And then from Easter Messages, we have Happy Easter. We'll be using that. And then from Sew in Love, we're just using these we've got a little cluster of flowers here. And I cut my stamp in half because I only wanted 2 of the flowers. No worries. If I want to use 4, I can just put them on the block and butt them up against each other and it'll all be fine. Then I have lots of labels, framelits. We'll be using the little teeny tiny one. And then the second from the largest, and then the third from the largest of these. And my egg embossing folder that I just got. So I just love embossing folders. This place I get them from, every now and then they have a sale on them. You can get these from this Darice company, and for like $2 a piece. And who can resist that? So let's see, where should I put that? I'll need that not too long from now. I have a piece of ribbon that's about 13 inches long, and it's 3/8 of an inch wide, satin ribbon. We'll need snail. I've got 3 markers I'll be using, and a Cucumber Crush, Blushing Bride, and Perfect Plum. Those not too far away. We'll need our dimensionals. And the inks are Tuxedo Black, Memento ink, Saffron, and Perfect Plum from Stampin' Up, the classic stamping pads. And I just got my my Big Shot machine, and oh my gosh, night and day. I have to tell you, if you don't have an embossing machine yet, or die cutting machine, I don't know what they call it, but if you don't have one yet and you're thinking of getting one, go for the Big Shot. I'm liking it so much better than the Cuttlebug. But I just inked up the Celebrate Easter, the little tiny message, with the Memento Black, and I'm going to stamp that right about in the center of this little piece of Whisper White. And then I'll get my lamb and ink that with the Tuxedo Black also. And now when we stamp him, I want him in the center of the paper, but I want him with his back end up a little higher, because we want it to look like he's kicking up his heels, just dancing around, having a good old time out in that field of flowers. And then let's see. Then there's our Happy Easter stamp. We'll put that on the other piece, just above center. Just stamp it just above center. And let's get that closed up. And I get to use my new magnetic platform. I don't have to tape things in place anymore. I'm so happy. Okay, so I've got my magnetic platform, and I have a die plate. I've already warped my die plate. I've been using it so much. So let's see how this goes. Maybe I should put this one down first. And we'll get our cutting die. And this is not the largest one we picked out. This is the next to the largest one that we picked out. So from the set, it was third from the largest. And we'll just put that on here. And we want our lamb centered on there. And let's see. See if I can do this. Let me do this. And then I'll put my Happy Easter one here. And oh, I can't do that one too because I need the same die. We'll put our little Celebrate Easter one on here. And we'll center that in the little tiny die. And of course you want the cutting the cutting side of the dies down. That might seem like a silly thing to say, but take it from me, sometimes you get distracted, and you could put the cutting side up. Okay, and there we go, run that through. And there's our little bitty tag. Let me put that there so hopefully I won't lose it. And then our lamb is cut out now. And that's just scrap paper. We can get rid of that. And we'll do the Happy Easter next. So we want that, a little bit towards the top of the die. Because we want to leave room. We're going to put some flowers up here. There, that looks good. I'll put my plate on top. Run that through. This is so nice. This is such a treat not to have to tape these things down. And then not worry about whether the tape is going to now stick to the cardstock and tear bits of it up. So I'm just thrilled. I'm sorry now that I waited so long to get one of these. But yeah, I had my cuddle bug, so I was making do with that. So let me get my embossing folder out here now because we're going to emboss next. And I'll have get my paper. It's so Saffron that we're using for the card base. And I'm just going to put that in my folder like so. And put that down. And according to my directions on my base plate, I flip everything off and put it through like that if I'm going to use two pieces. So sandwich that in between my plates and away we go. I noticed even on the embossing, it seems to emboss better. And there we are. We've got our Easter eggs. So let me get all this together here. Put that off to the side because now we're done using my die cutting machine. Now on my Easter eggs, I decided I wanted them to to stand out just a little bit more. So I took my Saffron ink pad and my little sponge dauber and just went over sponged over these eggs just so they stand out a little bit more. You don't want to press too hard because you just want it on the high areas. But I think it just adds a little something to the card. It does make them stand out just a little more. You could skip this step if you want to. Boy, I hear you guys up north, you're having a heck of a time right now. I talked to my brother on the phone the other day, and he's in the mountains in Pennsylvania, and they already had snow on the ground. They got another like 12 inches of snow, and then and it was still snowing when I was talking to him. He says his cats are upset because they can't see out the windows on the first floor. Huh. I said, oh my gosh, it's up past your windows? And he said, well, it drifted. The snow drifted, so. Okay, so now we have that. And you can see the difference. You see that? Of course, it will dry a little bit lighter. Okay, so now let's get our little lamb in here. I didn't do much to the lamb itself. But I used a little pink, the Blushing Bride, and using the painting tip. I just put a little pink on his nose, and his one ear has the line that shows that's like the inside of his ear. So I put a little pink on there, and I used the Perfect Plum to color in the bow. And again, nothing special, I just colored it in. I didn't do any shading or anything. Okay, and then let me get my little flowers. You see, I cut them. And with my Perfect Plum stamp pad, I'm gonna stamp some flowers for him in his field. When we have that out, we'll do the inside too. Let's see. Put some flowers there. And turn around. Oop. Put some there. Some there. I think he needs, does he need one up? No, I don't think I'll put one up there. So I've got some flowers in place now. If you want to, you could put little yellow centers on your flowers. I didn't do that. But, let's see. I'll decorate the tag for the inside with some flowers. When I cut my stamp, I have one small flower and one big flower. So there we go. That's done. And now we'll take our cucumber crush marker and we'll add some grass down here for our little lamb to be jumping through, and I just use a flicking motion. And it gives us nice little grass effects. Okay, that looks good. I think that's enough grass for him. And then up here we're just going to do a couple little flicks here and there so that they're like leaves on our flowers. Just to bring some more of that green on into the inside. Okay, and then that's ready. And oh my goodness, I need to, on my little bitty message here, because I'm bordering these with the elegant eggplant, I thought that needs a little purple color border too. But so all I did was I just dipped the edges on my stamp pad, and that gave it a nice little purple border. I could have used a sponge, but this just gives it just the tiniest little bit of purple around the edges. And that's all we needed, is just that little bit. Okay, now I'm going to do my bow next. So around 2 fingers, and have a fairly short tail on here. You want a little bit longer tail on this side. So you just wrap it around your 2 fingers. Put this down between. Oop, get down there. Bring it up over the top, and then just tie your 2 ends. This is a variation on the fork bow, but I wanted a little bit bigger bow for this one. So my fingers were just perfect for doing that, and probably yours will be too. So we want to get that a nice tight knot there so it doesn't come apart on us. And we'll adjust it a little bit. And check my loops, make sure they're pretty even. And they are. Great. So now we're ready to assemble. We've got all our pieces here. So get the snail out. And I'll do the inside first. Oop. Put some snail on here. Center it on our elegant eggplant piece. Oh, I hear my cat crying. I don't know if you can. I seem to have left him out on the porch. That's one way to keep him from crawling over the table here and getting into my video. And then I just put that in the center of the inside of my card. Boy, I just love Easter colors, the yellow and the purple. You add a little bit of green in, and it just makes me think of springtime. And we'll center this guy. There we go. And you can use a glue dot on this, but I just put a couple things of snail on my bow, just in the center knot here. And I'm gonna lift this up with Dimensionals. The lamb tag. I guess that's what you'd call it, a tag. Oop. That one's peeled already. Good, one less I have to peel off now. And my cat loves my craft tables. He comes and lays all over everything. You see me picking hair off of a stamp at any time, you can bet it's one of his hairs. Okay. Now we're going to just center that on the card. The card front. Our happy little lamb. And then next I'm going to stick the bow on. I'm going to stick him up in the corner here. So he kind of frames, you see, he kind of frames the label. And I already had the little diagonal cuts made on my bow, and they just happened to be how I want them. I wanted this leg here, to be a little bit shorter, and then this one here to be a little longer. So it was just a miracle that it happened that way. And then on my tag from the edge here, I'm going to cut. I'm just going to cut a little piece of dimensional and put that on my tag. I'm going to put it on the end where the words start, so where the C and the E are. Oh. There we go. That's a little fiddly thing. Little tiny piece of dimensional and a teeny tiny little tag. And I'm just going to tuck that in and have that overlap my my bigger banner here with the lamb. As a matter of fact, on my original it didn't pop up quite as much as this, so I even took the end and I kind of curled it up a little bit so it would be sticking up even more. So there's our card. We got Easter eggs, a happy lamb, bows, all kinds of good stuff. Happy Easter, flowers. What more could you want on here? Except maybe a little glitter. I don't know where I'd put it, but anyway, maybe you'll find a place you could put some glitter, maybe in the flower centers. So, if you liked my video, be sure to hit the like button down below. If you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to shop with me for any of the Stampin' Up! Products that I use, then you can do that either through my website or my Facebook page. And as always, I've listed the materials down below too. So, y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.